O hidden life, vibrant in every atom, O hidden light, shining in every creature, O hidden love, embracing all in oneness, may each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Thank you. Dear brothers and sisters, it is my pleasure to introduce Brother Pradeep Mahapatra ji. We all know him as the face of the Indian section. He represents the Indian section to us. He joined the Theosophical Society in 1974. So he's a veteran theosophist and the most untiring and sincere worker of the society. He has served as the secretary and now the current vice president of the Utkal Federation. He was the council member and executive committee member of the Indian section, and he has been the joint general secretary and is now the national lecturer of the Indian section. He was it not for his efforts, we would not be here on this online forum. He is the program coordinator and instrumental in organizing the online program of the Theosophical Society. So, with these words, I welcome Brother Pradeep ji and request him to begin the session.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Vibha ji, for nice introduction. In fact, these letters written to Madam Mrs. Laura C. Holloway. This is published in the book format, Letters from the Masters of the Wisdom. If we go through each sentence, how Mahatma instructed Sister Laura to continue her work while living in different parts of world at that time. So Laura Holloway, there are many letters, though small, in comparison to our big letters written by two inner founders, to Epicene and Hume. But if we go through these small letters, you will find that each sentence, as if instruction given to the present student of theosophy, how they should proceed in their theosophical study, as well as we can say it is a spiritual journey to be nearer to the inner founders, to the teacher, to the masters who are behind the Theosophical Society, not only at that time, but even today, as well as they are helping the whole humanity in their spiritual journey, in their spiritual, what do we say, unfoldment, their spiritual faculty. So today we'll complete only 2 or 3 letters. Then in the next Friday we'll proceed further. So let me this session with a very letter number, a very sentence that Laura to Laura C. Holloway. These 9, 10 letters, some are written directly to Laura, and some are written through Senate and through H.P. Blavatsky, containing the instruction to Laura Holloway. So, if we reflect our life, our day-to-day life, we don't know who are now very serious student of Theosophical Society, or who are a little closer to Mahatmas, or who are on the path. But if we reflect our own life in a day-to-day, world in while doing our mundane work, then we will mark how or what stages we are. So let us start with uh, this PowerPoint which I developed for the present. This is the letters from the Masters of Wisdom, Part 1, letter number 30, 31, 32. We will complete these three letters today. You see the beautiful portrait. I collected it from the online. She is a sister Laura C. Holloway. We will go how a particular individual, even at that time or also in present time, while doing our work, professional work, we are somehow or other uh, becoming closer to Mahatmas. So next, her personal life will show that Laura Carter was born in Nashville, sorry, Nashville, Tennessee on 22 August 1848 to farmer Samuel Jefferson Carter and his wife Anne. She married Junius Brutus Holloway. All that is the title she carried till the end. A lieutenant in the Union Army, in Union States of America Army in 1862. They had one child, Charles, 1864. However, the marriage quickly fell apart and ended in divorce. Laura moved to New York and took up a career as an editor and writer. The next slide will show in April 1892, 1890, Mrs. Holloway married Colonel Edward L. Langford, and she died, rather passed on 10th July 1930 at her home in Canaan, in New York. By 1870, you see the how literally she was developed before she joining Theosophical Society. She had published a best-selling anthology called Ladies of the White House, or in other ways, in the home of the president. It sold nearly 150,000 copies worldwide and gave Laura a degree of financial independence. Life in Theosophical Society. In 1870, Mrs. Holloway became aware of the Theosophy. What is Theosophy? 1870, at that time, Madam, Madam H.P. Blavatsky, probably she was inspired or directed by inner founders to proceed America. And also Alcott was there. So that was the time when Mrs. Holloway became aware of theosophy. She read books like Esoteric Buddhism and the Occult World. Those two books, probably Occult World was uh, the book written by, both the books written by A.P. Sinnett, and Occult World also, by reading Occult World, C.W. Leadbeater also attracted, and he joined Theosophical Society. In 1883, she was admitted as a member of Theosophical Society in New York by W. Judge. In 1884, she traveled to Europe to meet HPB in Paris. At that time, this Colombo incident happened, and probably um, Blavatsky left India and settled at Paris. And other theosophists, including Francis Arundel. You must have Mahatma mentioned very particular pertinent letter that that to work for the development of soul, something like that. While Arundel Francisca mentioned that I have got an appointment in Red Cross, some North Sea urge. And young G.S. Arundel, A.P. Sinnett, Mohini Mohan Chatterjee, and others. Then she wrote Man, Fragments of Forgotten History with Mohini Mohan Chatterjee in the 1884. She was a chella of one of the inner founders of the Theosophical Society. It is a little something I have collected from different sources. Then let us come to our topics. C. Jinadasa, while giving commentary on this small little book, he mentioned there was some very important person, a lady in Adair. She was working in a library and collecting some books relating to different theosophical activities of Blavatsky and others. So her name is Miss Mary Kenneth, had published a book, Personal Memories of H.P. Blavatsky. She found in a magazine in the world, published in New York, articles by Miss Langford. Langford is the title of her second husband. So, she carried on as a hallway. In the issue of May and June 1912, so C. Jinaraja Dasha, at that time, he was not the president of Indian International, but she mentioned these contain certain instruction received by her from the masters. I publish these letters, means uh, KNF, these letters are available in our archives at a Theosophical Society. I publish these letters as they contain much valuable instructions for all who are preparing to tread the path to the masters. So these 12 letters, if we'll go through these letters, then we will see how Mahatma guided the members even today, how they will proceed in the path. Of course, guidance will come those who are sincere student of theosophy or doing their daily uh, work in a day-to-day life, as well as the preparation for the path. So here, these letters will guide us, will help us for preparing to tread the path to the path nearer to the masters. So we will go to the first slide. Letter number 30. All when Mahatma mentioned, when you are older, you see in our day-to-day life, so we have many kind of attraction to our family duties, attraction to our relatives, different functions organized by relative relations. We are more attraction towards that than to follow the spiritual path. Here, what we should do, that is the more important point. When you are older in your chela life, you will not be surprised if no notice is taken of your wishes and no notice is taken of your society's reputation and even birthdays and other feasts and fast. So while we are doing or proceeding in our mundane daily life, we have many attractions. But at the time will come, neither those, sorry, Uh, so the time will come, we should not take no notice of those things. So here in this point, for you will have then learned to put a proper value on the carcassiyat of the self and all its relations. So I made it underline because we should know the value of our carcass. Our means our siyat, which is a personality consisting of our physical, astral, and lower mental, these three bodies. Uh, so all the attractions coming out of the desire and lower mind, Kama Manas Bhalavasya mentioned many times. So these attractions, desires coming out of this personality, and a time will come sooner or later. We have to learn that what is the proper value of these bodies, and so we should be aware of this. How Mahatma mentioned these things to Madam Laura. Then next sentence, try to learn to stand firm on your legs. Try to learn firm on your legs, child, before you venture walking. We will see that unless a student or a child, say for example, child is not strong in his leg while walking, he will naturally disturb, he will fall down and somebody will then pick up like this. So here, otherwise, Mahatma directed that each one should be strong in their legs, means strong in their spiritual uh, aim, spiritual faculty, so that they can advance. So there will be no attraction from the outside to deviate from the paths. So that is the main point here. So learn to stand firm on your legs before you venture walking. So for us, At the Feet of Master is the best book for us. So we should have that vivek, vairagya, and good conduct and love for us that will keep ourselves strong in our journey. That is the stages which, if we start moving, uh, Mahatma mentioned that it is not the beginning of the path till the end at the feet of Master requires for us. So that is the point he mentioned. It is because you are so young, and young not in age, young means in your spiritual journey. Suppose a person like Lidbitter and Vicent, they have started much earlier, so they have advanced too far. But we are just either aspirant or we are hoping to proceed. So it is because you are so young and ignorant in the ways of occult life, means spiritual life, that we are so easily forgiven. Here, particularly Mahatma, given a very clear-cut instruction. When you start occult life, occult journey, that master is there, they will give guidance. But we have to be strong in our feet to move further. So in occult life, if we start journey, there is no question of because I am young, because I am started now, so kindly give some excuses. So the last sentence, because it is because you are so young and ignorant in the way of occult life, you are so easily forgiven. That means, suppose there is a burning candle. If we put our finger, then naturally we will face the consequences. So in that case, in the occult life, we should not take any kind of expect any kind of excuses from the authority or those who are guiding us. So that is the one aspect of this. No excuse in occult life. And we'll go to the next slide. But you have to attend your ways. So in which way? in which manner you have to proceed. That is this slide number 8. You have to attend your OAs and put Upasika, means HP Blavatsky, and her caprices and whims far in the background before the expiration of the first year of life as a chela, if you would see the dawn of the second year. So here, whatever instruction given to us, or whatever the ideals told by the senior theosophy members, we have to attend our own ways. By that we can proceed. We will not listen to the caprices and whims of Blavatsky, or at that time Blavatsky. Now we will see many senior members have many types of defects, many types of whims, etc. But we have to leave that up, and we have to farm on our step, and we have to move on our own feet. Then they will guide us. So the negative points, or we can say the whims and caprices of the present leaders, present student of theosophy, should not disturb us in any way, and we cannot be swayed by that whatever uh, present they are doing. So we will go to the next point. Now uh, here Mahatma giving us how one day we are very disturbed. Every day, every moment, it is applicable to each and everyone, even to me also. When we are very peaceful, next day we are disturbed. That is not acceptable. Now the lake in the mountain heights of your being is one day a tossing waste of waters. How beautifully coined these sentences by our inner founders. As the gust of caprice or temper sweeps through your soul, the next day mirror as they subside and peace reign in the house of life. One day we are full of anger, jealousy, what not. That is, next day your life is very peaceful. So Mahatma said, one day we will step forward. The next day you fall to back. Jealousy admits none of these transactions. Its prime and constant qualification is calm, even contemplative state of mind, not the mediumstic passivity, fitted to receive psychic impression from without and transmit one's own from within. You see that every day we are facing different types of situation. That is our examination. That is our test. And each day, if we fail, then next day will come again. So Mahatma mentioned clearly that jealousy, or those who are desiring to become a disciple or aspirant, none of these transition means one day you are full of anger, jealousy, tension, etc., etc. Next day peace. That is not possible. That is not acceptable. Then what requires a contemplative state of mind, fitted to receive psychic impression from without, and make it a bold letter. So the uh, there are many kinds of impression will come to us. Those who are impression which will guide us in the spiritual path will come either from different books format, or from great teachers, through their thoughts, through their, so that will able to collect if we are in a calm and contemplative state of mind. So psychic impression, that impression will come from without means from outside sources. Next, if we are in that position, then what will happen? This inner faculty side by side will be developed, and that will help to transmit one's own from within. Within is the same source, same the intuition, atmic, whatever name we can. From there we will get. That we can transmit. If we are a calm, contemplative state of mind, then we can do that. So two things. If we always be remain calm, contemplative state mind, then two things will help us. One is we'll get good impression, good thought, good thing to know from without the source. From without means from outside. And side by side, we can gain from within us. So the mind can be made to work with, then there is a comparison between mind and buddhi, means intuition. The mind can be made to work with electric swiftness in a high excitement. Mind can work with an electric swiftness with high excitement. You see, the mind, if we get high excitement, mind will work very fast. But the buddhi never, means intuition will never. Intuition is a kya? What is that? It is a clear region, calm must everywhere reign. So, to get something from within, transmit something from within, we require a calm mind. A clear region, calm must ever reign. Then there are many things told at that time about the Upasika. Sometimes she is very angry, sometimes many things. Uh, she was described by many people in many manners. So Mahatma given here a little hints that it is foolish to thinking of outward upasika in this connection. Don't think upasika outside what she was doing at that time. So what she had been doing at that time, it is different thing. Because she is not a chela, she is far advanced. If you see the letter number 26, old letters, you will find that the quality she at that time she had that quality, and Mahatma, the masters, they have searched more than 100 years to find such an soul. So if we see the outward things of upasika, then it is a different matter. But she is not a chala, she is more than that. Then the third point, you cannot acquire psychic power until the causes of psychic debility are removed. So, whatever psychic power means, this not only Kundalini or the knowledge or divine wisdom we will get from the outside or from the inner, uh, it is not possible to get uh, until the causes of psychic debility. Psychic debility means that is the uh, cause creating all kinds of problem. So that can, unless that is removed, we cannot able to get the psychic impression, psychic power from the outside or from the within. So what is that psychic debility? Psychic means it is looking, if you look from outside of my body or your body, that is different. But to go inside, we have many kinds of desire, jealousy, etc., etc. That we have to transcend. That we have to control, or that we have to silent it, make it silence. So that is the means it is mentioned that in this slide, the psychic impression, if we have a calm mind, we will able to get from outside, and so that is the all this about this slide. We will go to the next slide. Then Mahatma again given us very interesting instruction in this letter that you have scarcely learned the elements of self-control in psychism. So, what are the elements we require to detect? Elements of self-control in psychism. Uh, they have given many instructions. If we something, suppose, think of a, imagine yourself something, you are in a high, um, very beautiful place and we doing some beautiful work. So Mahatma, next slide. Your vivid creative imagination evokes elusive creatures. Uh, that is not true. But because of some kind of elements available in our bodies, in our seat, like a, emotional body, lower mental, so that creates some vivid creative imagination, lively imagination, as if we are staying in, we are here in Bhubaneswar or Delhi. We imagine that is we are in Kashmir moving in the snow mountain range. So that is vivid creative. And it creates an illusive creatures in thought forms. Brother C.W. Ledbetter mentioned that the moment you create a thought form, it will be very lively. And next step, coin the instant before in the mind of before mint of your mind, means mind like an apparatus or like a laboratory. So there are many things will be created there. The moment you create a vivid imagination. So when you lively imagine something, it will mint in your mind, and that is unknown to yourself. That is unknown to yourself. That is the reason uh, J. Krishnamurti always mentioned, be aware of your yourself, what you are thinking, doing, action, thought, etc. As yet, you have not acquired the exact method of detecting the false from true. We all are not yet ready. We are reading many books, theosophy books, other books, but to travel in the spiritual path, we have to require the method detecting false and true, since you have not yet comprehended the doctrines of the selves. Doctrines of the cells means that cells means the sheaths, our bodies, and the bodies has this principle. Bodies has some rule regulation. Bodies has its own life, that we have to know. So in theosophy literature, we have a man and his body, seven principles of man, and other study in consciousness. If we'll go through that, then we will slowly acquire knowledge what is the role of these bodies. And in one of letters, Mahatma mentioned that if you know the matter, you can be know you will be aware of the spirit. So matter, spirit. So here Mahatma, in a better understanding for Laura say, yeah, you have not comprehended the doctrines of cells. This seven bodies we have, that we have to be made. The moment you are aware of this seven bodies, seven sheath, then it will be very easy, means easy to know the spirit. So we will go to the next important letter number 31. Here given Mahatma given us some kind of instruction uh, to prepare the student to in the path. Here, because the letter number 30 says true and false, you have not exact method detecting false and true. How we will develop that? The letter number 31 says, how can you know the real from the unreal, true from the false? Mahatma means only by self-development, spiritual self-development. By developing this particular self, means small little self become the capital self, S capital, then it became the full capital ACL. So that is the way in which we can start. So, sorry. How get that? How get that? Means how we are of the self-development. By first carefully guarding yourself, the study causes of self-deception. One side, he is guiding us or telling us that by self-development you will able to know the real from the unreal, but in other ways you must be guard the self-deception, takami. By some work we are more becoming more closer to the self-deception. Self-deception will hamper our journey. So that how to develop, we'll go to the next slide. And this Mahatma mentioned here, and this you can do by spending a certain fixed hour or hours each day, all alone in self-contemplation, writing, reading, the purification of your motives, correction of your faults, the planning of your work in the external world. So, clear hints given to us that at least 1 hour or more we should fix it for our study, writing, self-contention, what is our motive, whether it is selfish or unselfish, then we correction of fault, all these things, planning of the work. These hours, Mahatma mentioned, should be sacredly reserved for this purpose. Sacred, Mahatma used the word sacred, means in not any way it should be hampered by some kind of very bad or disturbed work or anything. So we should be aware of the sacred. Reserved for no one, not even your most intimate friend or friends. No one, your father, your children, nobody should disturb you in this time. And they should not be with you. Then third point, little by little your sight will be clear and you will find the mists. Means जो अंधार है ना, mist pass away. Your interior strengthens, means your interior faculty, it will be strengthened. Your attraction towards them, towards the great teachers who are guiding us, will be more attracted toward them, and certainly you replace the doubt. This is very interesting. So fixed hours we require. Sacred, if we are not doing till date, then we should do it immediately. Even most intimate friend, everything, it should be stopped. Attraction, then what will benefit us? By attraction will we gain towards them and we will replace, and naturally our self-development will start further. Then we will go to the next slide. But before seeking and learning too much upon direct authority, but be aware, Mahatma here mentioned, be aware, seeking or learning too much upon direct authority. Who are the direct authority? Let us think of it. Lord Krishna, the great rishis of Upanishad and other, they are the for us, Lord Jesus, Christ, Nanak, Buddha, all are direct authority. They are available for us. They are text, they are Gita, all the Upanishad, all the spirit theosophical book like Mahatma Letter, Isis, Sanbel, etc., etc. Be aware, Mahatma here mentions, seeking and leaning too much on them. Because we have to unfold why they are saying so. Because we have to depend upon our own feet. Our own leg must be strengthened. Our inner faculty must be unfolded. So we have to look within. So that is the reason they have mentioned here. Because Mahatma several times mentioned also, whatever you will receive from us, It is first-hand knowledge to Mahatma, but it is our second-hand knowledge. So we have to gain the first-hand knowledge. The source is within us, not from them. So our ways here, our ways is not your ways. Here, our ways is not your ways. Our then adapt Mahatma. They have their very uh, beautiful ways to know everything, because their consciousness is whole, pervading whole universe. So they can, by focusing attention, they can know anything, everything. But whereas our means a whole, the human ways is to guided by senses. That is our way. Their ways is they have all knowing persons, they can know by focusing attention. Our ways is so Mahatma, our ways means their ways, Mahatma ways is different. So we have to develop our inner faculty so that we can know what is that, means what is truth, what is theosophy, what is God within ourselves. Then Mahatma mentioned next point, we rarely saw any outward sign by which to be recognized or sensed. Do you think to disciple, no, it is not mentioned, and have been counseling you entirely without prompting from us? Question something Mahatma mentioned, that do you think that they are guiding you without prompting from us? That is not possible. Then we will go to the next. As for a Upasika, here another instruction given to us. As for a Upasika, you love her more than you respect her advice. Two things in this point mentioned, that when we are attracted to an individual, whether that individual is your god or anything, but that creates love. You love her, you love Blavatsky, but you are not respecting her advice. Means you are not following her advice. That is the main problem here. So here Mahatma mentioned that you are more attracted, or you love Blavatsky. Means love Blavatsky means the way she is moving, she is giving lectures, etc., etc. But whatever advice she has been giving, you are not following. That is this. Then the second point, you do not realize that when speaking of or as from us, she dares not mix up her own personal opinions with those she tells you are ours. So whatever Blavatsky or whatever senior theosophy members, they told to us, that is relating their own. There is no mixing. None of us should dare do so, for we have a code that is not to be transgressed. Means Mahatma mentioned that the Mahatmas have their very strict principle. They will not mix with the opinion of others. Then Mahatma mentioned, learn child to catch a hint through whatever agency it may be given. So if our mind is peaceful, calm, contemplative state of mind, then we can learn from a simple hint given through us in a different ways. Sermons may be preached even through stones. Don't be too eager, it is for us to realize. Don't be too eager for instruction. Always, even people in Adar convention, they will ask why Mahatma is not sending letter, why Mahatma is not guide, why Mahatma again not giving instruction. Always that questions are there. And the Mahatma mentioned, you will always get what you need as you shall deserve them. As per our requirements, as per our desire, as per our capacity, we will get. Will whatever available to us, we will get. But no more than you deserve or able to assimilate. According to the strength, according to my capacity, according to my unselfishness motive, we will gain the wisdom. Otherwise, no question. Next is, now the battle is set in array. Fight a good fight and you may win the day. But a fight means you have told to everything. Now fight. Fight with your this disturbance of mind, personality, etc., etc., and you will do. You will transcend uh, your personality. And then another small letter. After that, we will close. Letter number 32. The fundamental principles of occultism is that every idle word is recorded as well as one full of honest meaning. Kindly imagine yourself who is recording. The moment our thought develop or action or even words, idle words, everything is recorded in Akashic record. So also in everything, whatever we are doing meaningful. One word is that is no value for benefit of others, that is also recorded. Also full of a meaning value, that is also recorded. So two things. I can do nothing unless Mata mentioned here. I can do nothing unless you help me by helping yourself. So again, the beginning of letter number 31, your mind must be calm, peace, then you will get the psychic impression from without. So Mahatma, you have to help yourself first, then Mahatma will help us. Unless we uh, not live a righteous living or unselfish work, service, etc., then there could be no question of any help from Mahatmas. Try to realize that in occultism, one can neither go back or stop in a spiritual path. It is known as, for the Westerners, they mentioned is occultism. Spiritual path. Once we start, means we have to go. Uh, Neither go back or stop. No question of stop or back. Here Mahatma mentioned it is a warning to each and every one, those who are aspiring to travel. An abyss means khai, means open behind every step taken forward. If we um, move in the spiritual path, and move. No question of any stop or any fall back, because there is the great abyss is there. It may disturb your spiritual journey. So, brethren, thank you for watching this slide, letter number 31, 30, 31, 32. I am closing. Thank you for listening peacefully.
Thank you, Brother Pradeep ji. And I now invite Sister Meenakshi ji to give us the translation in Hindi.
नमस्ते सभी को. थैंक यू सिस्टर, थैंक यू ब्रदर महापात्रा जी. आज हम लेटर नंबर 30, 31 और 32 ले रहे हैं, जो कि मास्टर के एच लॉरा होलोवे को लिखते हैं. सी जिनराजदासा कहते हैं कि मास्टर के एच द्वारा मिसेस होलोवे को लिखित इन पत्रों में कई उपयुक्त निर्देश दिए हैं, जो साधना मार्ग पर चलने वाले पथिकों के लिए अमूल्य साबित होंगे. लेटर नंबर 30 में मास्टर के एच कहते हैं, जब आप अपने चेला जीवन में अग्रसर होंगे, तब आपको आश्चर्य नहीं होगा जब आपकी इच्छाओं, अभिलाषाओं का, यहाँ तक कि जन्मदिन और दावत और उपवासों पर भी कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया जाता है, क्योंकि तब आपने स्वयं के नश्वर आवरण और उसके सभी कोशों को उचित मूल्यांकन करना सीख लिया होगा. सामान्य लोगों के लिए जन्मदिन मृत्यु की ओर 12 महीनों की एक लंबी यात्रा के समान है. आगे मास्टर कहते हैं कि बेटी मार्गक्रमण का उपक्रमण शुरू करने से पहले अपने पैरों पर खंबीरता से खड़े रहने की कोशिश करें. चूंकि आप साधना मार्ग में जीवन यापन के तौर तरीकों से अनभिज्ञ है और कम अवधि हुई है, इसलिए आपको आसानी से माफ कर दिया जाता है. आपको अपने तौर तरीकों पर ध्यान देना होगा और एक चेला के रूप में आप अगला साल देखना चाहते हैं, तब प्रथम वर्ष के समाप्ति के पूर्व एचपीबी और उनके भावावेग और लहरीपन को नजरअंदाज करना होगा। अब किसी दिन भावावेग या गुस्से का झंझावात आपके अंतरतम से गुजरता है, तब आपके व्यक्तिमत्व के उत्तुंग शिखर के मानस सरोवर में व्यर्थ उथल पुथल होती है और अगले दिन जैसे ही वह झंझावात स्थिर होता है और आपके व्यक्तिमत्व में शांति प्रस्थापित होती है, तब वह मानस सरोवर एक दर्पण की तरह होता है। एक दिन आप एक कदम आगे बढ़ने की जीत हासिल करते हैं तो अगले दिन आप 2 कदम फिसल जाते हैं। चेला पद इनमें से किसी भी परिवर्तन को मंजूर नहीं करता है। इसकी प्रमुख और नित्य की गुणवत्ता मन की शांत, समतोल, चिंतनशील स्थिति है, जो बाहर से मानसिक प्रभाव प्राप्त करने और अंतरतम से स्वयं के प्रभाव को प्रेषित करने के लिए उपयुक्त हो। मन को अत्यधिक उत्तेजना में विद्युत गति से काम करने पर प्रवृत्त किया जा सकता है, लेकिन बुद्धि को कभी नहीं। उसके शुद्ध निर्मल क्षेत्र में सदा सर्वदा शांति प्रस्थापित होनी चाहिए। इन संबंध में बाह्य रूपी उपासिका के बारे में सोचना मूर्खतापूर्ण है। वह कोई चेला नहीं है। जब तक मानसिक दुर्बलता के कारणों को दूर नहीं किया जाता, तब तक आप अतीन्द्रिय शक्ति हासिल नहीं कर सकते। साइकिज्म में आत्मनियंत्रण के तत्वों को आपने शायद ही सीखा है। आपके वास्तववादी रचनात्मक कल्पना उन मायावी प्राणियों को पैदा करती है जो आपके अनजाने आपके मन मस्तिष्क के टकसाल में तुरंत अंकित हो जाते हैं। अभी तक आपने झूठ और सच का पता लगाने की सटीक रीति नहीं सीखी है, क्योंकि आपने अभी तक कोशों के सिद्धांत को समझा नहीं है। अगले पत्र में मास्टर कहते हैं, आप अवास्तविक से वास्तविक को, असत्य से सत्य को कैसे जान सकते हैं? केवल स्वयं के विकास के द्वारा। वह कैसे होगा? सर्वप्रथम स्वयं को खुद के धोखे के कारणों से सावधानी पूर्वक बचाकर, और यह आप एक निश्चित समय में 1 घंटा या कई घंटे अकेले में आत्मचिंतन, लिखना, पढ़ना, अपने इरादों के शुद्धिकरण, अपने दोषों को जानने और सुधारने, अपने बाह्य जीवन में अपने काम की योजना बनाने में बिताकर कर सकते हैं। यह समय इसी उद्देश्य के खातिर निष्ठापूर्वक आरक्षित किया जाना चाहिए और उस वक्त कोई भी आपके साथ न हो, यहाँ तक कि आपका सबसे करीबी संबंधी भी नहीं। धीरे धीरे आपके बोध क्षमता में सुधार होगा, इसमें स्पष्टता आएगी। आप पाएंगे कि अज्ञानता का पर्दा छट गया है, आपकी आंतरिक क्षमताएं प्रबल हो गई है और निश्चित ही संदेह की जगह हमारे प्रति आपकी श्रद्धा आस्था बढ़ रही है। लेकिन महात्माओं पर बहुत अधिक निर्भर होने या अधिक मांग करने से बचे। हमारी शैली आपके तौर तरीके नहीं है। हमें पहचानने या महसूस करने के लिए हम शायद ही कोई बाहरी संकेत दिखाते हैं। क्या आपको लगता है कि वे तीनों हमारी ओर से प्रेरित हुए बिना ही आपको परामर्श दे रहे हैं, मार्गदर्शन कर रहे हैं? जहां तक उपासिका का सवाल है, आप उनके सलाह का सम्मान करने से ज्यादा उनसे स्नेह करती है। आपको इस बात का एहसास नहीं है कि जब वह हमारी ओर से बात करती है, तब वह जब आपको कहती है कि यह हमारे विचार है, वह अपने व्यक्तिगत विचारों को उसमें मिलाने की कोशिश नहीं करती है। हम में से कोई भी ऐसा दुस्साहस नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि हमारी एक आचार संहिता है जिसका उल्लंघन नहीं किया जाना चाहिए। बेटी किसी भी माध्यम से दिए जाने वाले संकेत को ग्रहण करना सीखे। पत्थरों के माध्यम से भी उपदेश दिया जा सकता है। निर्देशों के लिए बहुत उत्सुक न हो। आपको हमेशा वही मिलेगा जिसकी आपको आवश्यकता हो, जिसके आप लायक हो, पात्र हो या आत्मसात करने में सक्षम हो, उससे अधिक नहीं। और अब परीक्षा की घड़ी सुसज्ज है। अच्छी तरह से सामना करें और जीत आपकी हो। अगले पत्र में मास्टर के एच कहते हैं, गुह्य विद्या आत्मविद्या का मूलभूत सिद्धांत यह है कि प्रत्येक निरर्थक शब्द वैसे ही दर्ज किए जाते हैं जैसे कि कोई बहुत ही अर्थपूर्ण शब्द का होता है। जब तक आप स्वयं की सहायता करके मेरी सहायता नहीं करेंगी, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता। यह समझने का प्रयास करें कि गुह्य विद्या में न तो कोई पीछे हट सकता है, ना ही थम सकता है। आगे बढ़ने वाले हर एक कदम के पीछे रसातल खुलता है। थैंक यू। नमस्ते।
Thank you, Meenakshi ji, for this wonderful translation. And these letters, they contain some very, very deep teachings on which we need to really meditate. So if there is any discussion or any questions from the participants, you are most welcome to bring them now.
I'd like to give some comments.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, the 1 hour in the morning that we spend, it should be understood that, in our Sanskrit Vedas, and it's mentioned about neti, 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 neti. I'm not this body, I'm not my senses, I'm not this lower mind, I'm not this. Then you must establish who you are. And we, at the closing of our prayers, when the minutes are, our meetings are finished, we say, "Oh, hidden life, vibrant in every atom. Oh, hidden light, shining in every creature. Oh, hidden love, embracing all in oneness." So we are the life, we are the light, and we are the love. Identify with that, and not with the body, not with your senses, not with your ideas and creativity, whatever you have, but they are the worldly things. So we must carry on identifying that higher self. So you are part and parcel of including the masters and every holy being. You are one. There is only one self. There is no other self. So you must touch that level and put it in practice day to day with your family members and everything. So even if somebody asks you, how old are you? Then you said the body is so many years old, but I am very ancient. Something like that should be, the knowledge should be given out that we are not the body.
Sampaji, ठीक है, all right, you are right. But how far we are doing it methodically or seriously, that depends upon us. If we are serious, there is no other alternative. It is well and good. But for a mechanical purpose, we'll do it 1 hour. Then again we are return back to our modern world with full of selfishness and all these things. I think it is not helpful in any manner. We have to be serious. Here, Mahatma mentioned that you see what is your planning, your study, correction of your faults. All these things are there. The planning of your work in the external life, that should be there. And if we do mechanically do something like some ceremony, puja, and then forgotten everything, that is
They're not required. Those are not required.
yes,
Absolutely
yes,
not required.
yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Any other question or point to be discussed? Sir, would you like to add something, Pradeep ji?
No, this is a instruction given to us. It depends upon us how far we will carry it in our day-to-day life. It is so like last in the one of letter. Now the battle is set in. Fight a good fight, you may win the day. So it depends upon us how we will fight our day and see the next. Yes, sir. Shinde sir will add some.
Yeah, this letter is very important only because one thing, a loyal sense of duty to the teacher. Here, messenger is Upasika. And we must have a loyal sense of duty to her. We should not misunderstand, because whatever she was telling what her master has told to disclose to the world. That is one point I got from this letter. Secondly, the master have told, try to stand on your legs.
Yes.
It is very important statement, because in one of the letters back, Master K.H. himself said, if you had come to me as a boy of 17, before the world had put its heavy hand upon you, your task would have been 20-fold easier. So we come into this spirituality very late, and therefore we are unable to stand our own legs. Lot of conditioning is there. So it is rightly said, we have talent, but as we are conditioned, if the talent is half used, you are half success. If it is fully used, you are fully success. So that is what I think we must learn from this letter. The letter is very nice, and it is given to all of us to learn something from it. Thank you very much, Pradeep ji. You have explained very nicely, and also we read it very nicely also as you projected it. Thank you, Vibha ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, so those are some of the very insightful observations. Anyone would like to share something? Or we will continue this, the second part of this series next Friday.
Yes.
So then we can conclude today's session.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let us close this with a closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sarvesham Swastirabhavatu Sarvesham Shantirabhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Lokaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste and thank you all for joining.